I know you only told a couple people, legit people about, but I think people should know what happened with you and Beans and what happened with you and Meek and the VIP in the club.
You know what? Like, I ain't gonna lie. I was thinking about that myself. Oh, that you already got the camera on, but you know what? That's what it is. I was thinking about that myself. You know, but yeah, you know, cause it was crazy to me when it happened. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, it's still history. Like, you know. But like other than that, when I first met Beans, cause before I met Beanie Siegel, my brother told me. My brother, shout to Show Enough. My brother Show Enough told me, he was like, yeah, he was like when if you ever see Beanie Siegel, because you know he grew up with Freeway, Beanie Siegel, shout out to Free and all them, and he was he had a group called X Files back in the day with Beanie Siegel, Petey Crack, you know what I mean, and he used to be with Beans and them and stuff like that. So he told me to, like, when I see any of them, let them know that you my brother and stuff like that. So I did that, shout out to Petey Crack and all them up, So make a long story short, and that's why I got the video on YouTube too. The time when me and Free ran into each other, make a long story short, me and Beans, like I seen Beans down Logan. He was sitting in the Bentley down Logan. He's sitting in the Bentley in the gas station down Logan. Crowds of kids, people all around him, and it's just him in the Bentley. And at first I'm looking like all these crowds of people around this person, and I could barely see the car at first. And I'm like, who the heck is this? You know what I mean? Because I was going to the gas station to get something from the gas station. So as I'm coming out, people talking about, that's Beanie Siegel over there. And I'm like, yeah. I'm like, all right. And I remember my brother said, I said, let me go holler at him. You know what I mean? So make a long story short, I gets through the crowd and gets up to the door. And Beans was sitting in there, exactly how he was. He can vouch for this. Anything I say is vouched for. You know what I'm saying? And he was sitting like this. He was talking to people, shaking people's hands, stuff like that, talking to the kids stuff. But he was like this. You could tell like he was on some like watching his back and stuff like that. Because I feel that so many people that was surrounding him and stuff like that, whether it was kids out there or not, anybody could probably try to snatch something off from him. I don't even remember if he had chains on or not at the time, but I know he had a watch and all that. But make a long story short, he was sitting like, watching his back. He talked to a couple people, stuff like that. So I goes to the door, in the window of the door, and people's all loud and stuff, so I try to get his attention. So when I got his attention, he told me, hold up, and he's like, what's up? And I was like, it got quiet. And I was like, yeah, it was like, my brother Show Enough, mind you, my brother Show Enough had got shot up too. He had a situation. My brother, like he been through a lot of things. He did. You know what I'm saying? So make a long story short, I thank God for my brother still being here. He got shot up one time. You know what I mean? So, with that being said, you'll see why I mentioned that. So when I said the Beans, I was like, yeah, Beans, like, what's up? I was like, what's up? I was like, my brother Show Enough told me to tell you what's up. He told me to let you know that, I'm his brother. So he was like, Show Enough. He's like, I don't know no Show Enough. He's like, I don't know Show Enough. Like, basically, like, I don't know no Show Enough. And I was like, all right, well, I'm just letting you know, my brother Show Enough said, tell you what's up, and I'm his brother. You know what I mean? So I walked away. So when I walked away, I just said to myself, man, let me tell my brother this. You know what I mean? I walked away. I gets like a certain amount of feet away, because I heard the kids and everybody start talking to him again. Next minute, it got quiet, and I heard one of the young boys yell over him, was like, yo, yo. And I turned around, he was like, Beans said, come here. And everybody was just quiet, looking over at me. And I'm like, all right. So I walked back over to Beans, and when I got over there, I was like, I leaned down in the window, and I was like, what's up? And he was like, yeah. He was like, yo, like, my bad, your brother got shot up. Like, I ain't know, you could have been somebody retaliating for him because I never seen you before. You know what I mean? Mind you, me and my brother, that's my brother on my dad's side. Out of all my many brothers, that's my brother, you know, because I got a lot of brothers, you know what I'm saying? So, that's my brother on my dad's side. One of my brothers, one of my little brothers on my dad's side. Even though he don't look like a little brother, as big as he is, you know what I'm saying? Much weight as he gained and stuff like that. But make a long story short, so he said, you know, after that situation that happened with your brother getting shot up, and since I never met you or seen you before, you know what I mean? Because me and my brother, you know, me and my brothers didn't get to see each other till later on in the years. You know what I mean? Because, you know, situation with my dad, and I ain't trying to get into all that. So make a long story short, he said, because of that, I didn't know you could have been somebody retaliating on your brother or something like that. Like, you know, trying to shoot your brother. I mean, trying to shoot me because we was cool. We was always around each other. You could have been trying to, you know, oh, since you be with him too, you know what I mean, shoot at me too. So, I was like, oh, I feel that. I understand what you're saying. I feel that. He's like, but no, you know, he's like, what's up with you? I was just saying, you know, just trying to, you know what I mean, just wanted to let you know I'm his brother, whatever. He's like, all right, that's what's up, man. I mean, he's like, good to meet you, whatever. We shook hands and all that. I was like, all right, you know what I mean, I'm gonna holler at you, man. Like, you know, basically, like, in a later time or whatever, like, cause, you know, at that time, there's so many crowds of people around him and all that. You know what I mean? So, when I walked away, everybody was just looking at me like, what the heck just happened? You know what I mean? I'm like, but that's what's up. At least he called me back, cause I was like, what the heck? Like, you know what I mean? Don't make me look like one of them boys, like, you know what I mean? But anyway, but yeah, that's what happened with me and Beans, though. That's what happened with me and Beans. But yeah, shout out to Beans, man. It is what it is. But other than that,
what happened with Meek? It's crazy what happened with Meek. You know, it seemed like he still act the same way. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Now, I'm gonna say this from the rip. You know, for the groupie fans and all that. You know what I mean? This ain't no. I'm trying to hate on Meek. I'm none of that. Ain't none of that. I'm just, you know, it is what it is. Speaking on a situation just like anybody else can speak on it. You know what I mean? I never told nobody. Well, I told a couple people. I told a couple people about this.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? But I'm just, you know, because I wanted myself about this. Like, you know what I mean? And it's like seeing now things that I hear about him. You know what I mean? It's like I'm understanding now the type of person that he is. You know, he's him. That's who he is. That's, you know, everybody is that a different type of person. Same way as, you know, we busted up and stuff like that. And he told me I was representing him and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Like when I, you know, did the interview with him and all that stuff. He told me, you represent me, you know. So, you know what I mean? But it's just this one particular day is what I'm talking about. That, it's like, I think this is when, I don't know if he had In My Bag out already or what. This was 2008. You know what I mean? Because like we used to always, like I said, we used to always be at, you know, like he would be at the same show that Joey Jahad was having or whoever. So that's how I used to run into him. And after a while, you know what I'm saying, from being around him, so I, you know, and I wanted to, like I always did, support all Philly rappers doing their thing. That's why I ended up, you know, interviewing them like on YouTube. I mean, the joint is on YouTube. I mean, I told, you know, I'm doing my DVD and all that, my recording, like, you know, I was going to put you on my DVD. He's like, what's the name of it? I was like, you know, Make the Hood Rich. I mean, S.4.G Make the Hood Rich. I was like, it's on now. I mean, that's when he, you know, did the interview. But make a long story short, this particular night, it was popping. 2008, you know what I mean? Shout out to Gillie the Kid, you know what I mean? Gillie, it was VIP. That was Squeezy for Sheezy. May she rest in peace. She died though. She got killed in a car crash. She used to be with Hollow Man and all them. Shout out to Hollow Man. She used to be with the Fly Boys. Shout out to Fly Boys. You know what I mean? But everybody knows who she is. Ariad and all that. But make a long story short, she she really like one of the people that introduced me to Gil. I used to see Gil in the neighborhood stuff like that, but as I was coming as a young boy, I was into a lot of stuff. I used to see him and stuff like that, but I didn't, you know, I didn't know Gil like that back in the day. You know what I mean? Like I used to more shake hands with Dutch and certain people more, but I used to see Gillie passing through, stuff like that. So make a long story short, she, at that particular time, you know, after I, relationship with Gil, you know, through shows, meeting him in shows and meeting, you know what I mean, when I met him and all that stuff, after a while, after the years, like, you know, everybody all doing their thing, it got to the point, 2008, that was like a major year right there. I'm sorry, like that VIP night, that 2008, I'm trying to tell you, that joint was crazy. I forgot the name of the club. It was so popping, but that's when Miss Jade, PD Crack, Moschino, everybody was there in VIP. Everybody was there. I mean, girls, I remember girls was begging Gillie. I never heard nobody beg. I mean, a girl begging to get in VIP. I don't know if they had to have passes. Normally you have to have a VIP pass, first of all. Yeah, that's right. But other than that, I don't know if she lost her pass or what, but she was actually begging like she was going to cry. I'm looking like, are you serious? Because we was passing through. That's the point of me bringing up Squeezy, because it was so packed. And I think they wasn't trying to let too many people go up there, because it was getting so many people up there. I mean, so many people up there, and whatever was going on, I don't know if they had it limited, what they was doing. But got to the point where we called Gillie, you know what I mean? We called Gillie, and Gillie said he'll be down, because it was like a situation with getting up there. We ain't even had passes. We ain't need passes, because we know Gil. So, make a long story short, my head was turned, but Gil came from behind and hollered at Squeezy, was talking to Squeezy. He grabbed her hand, she grabbed my hand, I turned around and looked. So she pulling me, and he's pulling her through the crowd to take us up in VIP. You know what I mean? Because it was so packed, and people was trying to get up there and couldn't get up there. People was, while we was going through the joint, they was like, hey, Gil, come on, Gil, we trying to get up in there. And the boy closed the door, we go up in VIP, and that joint was popping. Pool table all up in that, all up in the joint. It was popping. Like, all the figures. Dutch wasn't there at the time, shout out to Dutch. But Bump J was there. That joint was crazy. Like, you know what I mean? Everybody that was popping was there. I think Free was there too. I know E. Ness was there. Shout out to E. Ness. E. Ness was there. But Joey Jahad wasn't there. Certain people like Joey Jahad wasn't there. Shout out to Joey Jahad. Quilly wasn't there. You know what I mean? Certain people like that, but it was just like, you know, other than that, Miss J, E. Ness and all that. Make a long story short, and Meek. Now, this is the thing. All the shows that me and Meek ever was at in the same vicinity, I say what's up to him. Yo, what's up? You seen Joey Jahad? No, I ain't seen. You know what I mean? All right, whatever. And like I said, this is after I did the interview. When I interviewed him, and I seen him again in the club one time. I gotta say this. Seen him again in the club one time, and when I seen him, that's when he was like, you know, yeah, and, you know, you was representing me. Like, he came up to me, he's like, I seen that interview, you was representing me. I was like, yeah, you know, this Philly, this, you know, we doing this, man. It is what it is. I'm supporting like I'm supposed to do. We gotta support each other. So we shook hands and everything, gave each other a hug. And I went on to dancing in the club, tripping. And at that moment, you know, I was rocking fur coats and all that. That's when Meek had that like blue blazer, because I seen him in a picture one time with Cassidy. And when he got in the picture with Cassidy, that's when he had the dreads or whatever, or the braids that locked or whatever. And he had the blue blazer. Take example my words. He had a blue blazer on, like a blazer jacket. So, make a long story short, yeah, that was Freeway show. That was that Freeway show. That's when I got on stage with Free, took pictures with him and all that, because I had to catch up with him. So, make a long story short, you know, I come in with the fur coat and all that. So, it's like at that time, you know, like, that was MySpace days and all that. I was in my bag. We was in our bag, like, you know what I'm saying? We killed MySpace. We all shut down MySpace. Me, Joey Jahad, all of us, Meek, all of us. We was killing it. That's why 2008 was so crazy. I mean, I think that was on Power 99 and everything. Yeah, because Gil was shouting us out. I mean, he's in VIP, shouting out me and Squeezy Pasheezy over the radio and all that. So make because on the microphone, you can hear it on the radio and all that. So make a long story short, because I'm jumping from club to club, I had to say these things for a reason. So now, so that way people wouldn't think, well, if y'all ain't really communicating like that, why are you saying this? But this is what I'm saying. So going back to the VIP. It's packed, it's popping. You know what I'm saying? That 2008 VIP joint. Now, every time I'm like when I'm drinking, drinking liquor. You know what I'm saying? We drink, everybody drinking, whatever, celebrating. And the VIP is a balcony. Gill and Bump rapping, they spitting, you know, saying they, you know, classic Jones and saying little certain Jones. You know what I mean? I'm so lit, I kept smacking Gillie in his back. And Gil turned around and be like, what's up? I was like, kill it, Gil. He's like, yeah. You know what I mean? Did he start rapping again? Did he like, shout out to S.4.G and Squeezy for Cheesy? That's why I got mad love for Gillie. I don't care what nobody said. I got mad love for Gillie. He shows continuous love. You call it whatever you want to call it. He shows mad love, man. He don't mess with no frauds, though. He can see through you. He don't mess with no frauds. I heard people say Gillie was arrogant. I don't care what you say. Like, no, he ain't act like that with me. So, make a long story short, he always showed me love. Put me in movies and everything. I just glad when I get a copy. You know what I mean? But shout out to you, Gil. It is what it is. But make a long story short, so I'm saying all this for a reason. So next minute, every time my cup would be empty, Gil had the nozzle. He walk around with the nozzle that sprays the liquor, like sprays the liquor into a cup. Every time my cup got empty, and I'm saying all this for a reason, I would get ready to go put it down. Gil be like, what you doing? Fill my joint back up. I'm like, I'm lit. I'm lit. We celebrating everything, every song they do. We just hype. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. We hype and stuff. VIP. You know what I mean? Taking pictures, whatever. Join ourselves. So now here come with me. So like all the other times the shows, I would say what's up to Meek or whatever. And after he said I represented him, and you know I was representing him and all that, like you know, because I swear I didn't see Meek in no interviews like that before I interviewed him. Do your research and look at my interviews. I mean, back then when I interviewed him, and that's when O'Malley had just got out of jail. If he did get in interviews before that, I don't know. I ain't trying to say I was just the first one, but it looked like it to me, or he wasn't in that many, because after I interviewed him that time, it's like everybody was interviewing him. But I did it to push him, even though I'm an artist. So making a long story short, stick to what I'm saying. So now everything popping in VIP. Everybody drinking, we drinking. Every time, I'm telling you, every time my cup was empty, Gil filled it back up. Boom. What you doing? What you doing? I'm lit. Next minute, now here we go. Next minute, so while we drinking, like I said, it's a pool table. I'm next to the pool table. Gil got me drunk as I don't know what. You know what I mean? And it was Grey Goose. You know what I mean? And I'm like getting lit. All of a sudden, I'll turn over and I look. You know, you just glance and look over. Mm-hmm. Across the pool table, Meek was standing there. And you know how you glance and look, and you see somebody that you know and realize you didn't speak to him yet. So you look again to speak. This is what happened. So I happened to glance over and look, and I noticed Meek. This is exactly how he looked. He's like this. Looking at me. And I'm right? And when you catch somebody looking at you like that, it was this look like almost on like why is Gil filling this boy cup up like this? Like what makes this boy, but at the same time he already knew who I was. He been knew, and Joey Jihad told me. Shout out to Joey Jihad, but it's the truth. Joey Jihad can vouch for this. Joey Jihad told me over the phone one day. He told me over the phone, he said, Meek said he loved your music. And I was like, why Meek never told me this? Joey Jihad said that. He said, Meek said he loves your music. So, shout out to Meek. I'm not hating on Meek and nothing, but I always wondered about this, and I'm speaking on it, because it is what it is. You know what I mean? It's something I never said, and, people need to know history. They need to know these things. So, make a long story short, when I looked over and I noticed him looking at me like that, gazing, and I never got to speak to him that night, I didn't speak to him. I looked over and I looked again. I was like, hey, what's up, Meek? This is exactly what he did. When I said, what's up, Meek, he said, and turned his head. And I was like, what the heck was that? And Meek, it's true. I wondered, I was wondering what the heck was that night. You know what I mean? I don't know what it was, but I don't know. I don't know what it was. But when he did that, and the night was so popping, everybody was enjoying it so much that I didn't even, you know what I mean? It was like, all right. I don't know what that was about, but all right, I'll talk to him later. But I was so lit, and Squeezy gave me the Zanny that night. I was tore up from the floor up. I was talking to Gil with my eyes closed, you know what I mean? But we just went on partying, man. But I'll never forget that, man. So, I mean, I'm glad you mentioned that. It is what it is. Like, I'm sorry. It's history, though.
Yeah,
You call it hating, you call it what you want, man. It's history. I'm not hating, man. Shout out to Meek, you know what I mean? Much success after everything. Shout out to Beans and Meek. It's all love. I'm just putting out history. You know what I mean? I got history with all these, with a lot of popping artists, man, that's doing their thing as well as I'm doing my thing, man. Say it. So if anybody say that I'm not known, you think I'm not known, no, you not known. If you know who's popping, the people who's popping to tell you who I am. You know what I mean? Or you must be sleeping or slouching. You don't do your internet, you know what I mean, situation for real. I'll be up on who's popping. You know what I mean? But other than that, but that's what happened, man. But you know, it's just history. History needs to be told. Like everybody's telling their story, I'm gonna tell my story. And I got plenty more. But you know, it is what it is. That's what happened, man. But you know, that's history, man. Make the hood rich.